morning, everybody. This is an unexpected pleasure because at 10 o'clock, Shabir and I are going to be talking lymphatic system on Facebook, on Trinny Woodall Facebook. So join us at 10. But for the next 20 minutes, we're going to be going through my daily vitamin routine, which really is all due to you, Shabir.
Wonderful.
So for those of you on Instagram who don't already know Shabir, did we like the patinade that went around the other day? Shabir is the co-founder of Victoria Health, and it's where I get most of my vitamins. And I just, we have a love affair, Jill, Shabir and I, that's been going on for a while now. But I feel a better person because of it. And the positive energy that comes from these two people will bring so much into your life. And they curate their site with the best products. So I always do the links to them because I think they're great. We don't have any deal at all apart from the love we give each other. But I thought today, because when I do my vitamins, I do rattle around, and we're going to just go through them, and then Maiko, who's here, Maiko, if you have, then is going to answer some questions. So, Shabir, first of all, there is an array here, and if I could show you, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vitamins. So before we even start, lots of people always say, Trinny, you rattle around. Can you do that many vitamins in a day?
You can. As long as you have optimal digestion, you can carry on taking up to 20 supplements quite easily.
You can.
Several times, twice a day maybe even. It's just that those who don't have optimal digestion may have to enhance their digestive system using enzymes.
All right. And the other thing people ask a lot, and people say, and it's very true.
Some with food, some without food.
No more.
No? Okay.
Can't you get it all from food? Why do you need to take this shit, Trinny?
It's impossible to consistently get that dosage of nutrients on a daily basis from food.
All right.
We consistently have tested foods out these days. You've got processed foods which have almost devoid of vitamins and minerals. You've got, foods which are days old. I mean, the vitamin C, I think we've talked about this before. The vitamin C, the vitamin C content of an orange is around 30 to 60 milligrams. That's just not going to be sufficient. How many oranges are going to eat every day?
I know, and then how acidic will that feel as well? So it's like, to get that from the food, you might get a adverse effect perhaps from that much of the same food. So I think we're just going to go through, we will take some questions on them, but we're just going to go through, and if you give, I always describe what they do for me, but I thought it'd be really nice to have you in the bathroom, Shabir, and you say the sort of medical terms, not medical, whatever. Well, starting with, should we just start with general, I'm going to pick one up because I'll just go through the flow. So I've got to preempt this now. I did normal HRT, which I stopped very quickly. My mum had breast cancer over the age of 50, so it wasn't that I couldn't do HRT, but I didn't like the feeling of mare's urine on my system. Then I went to biodynamic hormones, which I did for a bit, and then you introduced me one day very early on to a combination of things which I now take. And I have to say, I don't have any side effects now from menopause. I think menopause is a 10-year cycle. I'm probably at the end of it.
Sure.
I started about 48.
Sure.
But we're going to start with a few things I take. So should we start with sage? Sage complex.
So
item number 1 for menopausal ladies.
So sage complex basically contains a whole blend of herbs which mimic estrogen. They're called phytoestrogens. But it also contains a herb called chasteberry, which enhances progesterone. So what it's trying to do is fool the body into thinking that it has sufficient hormones, because remember, hormones are declining as you age. So really, for a woman, hormones are declining from the age of 35, 40.
Are they? That's why it's harder and harder to have a baby.
It's called, some call it premenopause, some call it perimenopause, but that's the idea of it. You could potentially start taking this. Most women could start taking this from the age of 35, 40.
So it's just a kind of booster for your natural hormone level, or to dupe your body?
It's duping your body.
Duping your body into thinking it has more.
It has about 1,000, some of these herbs have about 1,000th of the activity of estrogen itself. But that's just fooling the body into...
All right, great. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is one of my favorite, Magnolia
Rhodiola complex.
Rhodiola complex. I always call it Magnolia flower for those of you who are there, because I always get names wrong.
It's actually from the bark.
It's from the bark. Magnolia Rhodiola complex, there. All right.
Yes. So Magnolia Rhodiola complex is a quick acting anti-stress supplement designed for increased cortisol in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So this applies to people who have stressful jobs.
Yeah.
We're always under stress. This also applies to female hormonal stress, because when the female hormones are shutting down, the first glands that are affected are the adrenals. So the adrenals are the body's energizing and stress modulating glands. They're trying to make sure your body can cope with the stress that's accompanying.
And is that when cortisol is released?
Cortisol is increased. We all need cortisol to survive. We need cortisol to even make an action to move out of the store, for example.
Is cortisol the fight and flight?
Fight and flight hormone. So when you have increased cortisol, all the other processes in your body shut down. All cortisol is interested in doing is telling your body that you've got to run at some point.
Which over time is like a dried out battery.
Exactly. Yeah. Constantly, and the adrenals literally get exhausted.
Yeah.
But cortisol has numerous effects, something like 300 effects, I reckon, in the body. And one of them is the fact that it prevents the uptake of serotonin by the brain. Mm-hmm. And serotonin is your mood elevating, nerve calming nutrient.
So by introducing Magnolia, my serotonin has a free passage to get to my brain. Your brain's
going to uptake a lot of serotonin.
Yeah.
And that serotonin will calm you down.
All right, so it facilitates for my body to work best.
Correct.
And to disregard the negative aspects of cortisol.
No, the great thing with Magnolia is it actually physically relaxes muscles and nerves, but it aids in the removal of cortisol to a degree.
Okay.
Just reducing cortisol. Nothing's going to reduce cortisol to zero.
Yes,
not possible, but I guess it's going to reduce that down.
So if you have a lot of stress in your life, and we're thinking who this is best for,
we're talking about stressful jobs. We're talking about a lot of women going through hormonal changes that affect mood, obviously, because when female, as I explained, when female hormones are down, cortisol increases. Women end up with stress, all those sort of things. So stressful jobs, really, hormonal concerns.
That's for you, baby girls. Fantastic, and boys. Everybody.
And boys.
That's not just a female related one. All right, then we're continuing on. If we continue on that path, this one I take when I just am having times where I'm feeling, oof, I can't get the oomph. I'm not taking it right now because every day gives me oomph, but there's been times, definitely, Shabir, when you first gave this to me, and I thought, fluorescence, mood.
So research has shown that the probiotics in our gut have an influence on our mood. Mm-hmm. Actually, they have an influence on all bodily processes, but particularly having a healthy microbiome, a healthy environment in your gut, affects your brain, because believe it or not, a lot of your serotonin actually arises in your gut. It's actually manufactured here.
All right.
And then uptaken.
And then
uptaken. So these probiotics are very specific strains that facilitate that uptake.
All right. So it's just helping your body work at its best.
Correct.
Mood. Any questions quickly, darling?
Yes.
Loads. I knew there'd be loads of questions for this one,
Can you debunk the opinion that vitamins just give you expensive pee?
There is no doubt that vitamins are excreted.
Debunk. Tell them.
There is no doubt that vitamins are excreted in urine. Mm-hmm. But that's the role of a vitamin. A vitamin is, you're supposed to take a vitamin, let it perform its role, and then excrete it out. Otherwise, you just end up with a vitamin overdose. Yeah. That's the idea of
it takes what it needs,
and then the rest is excreted out.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of them.
Yeah.
What about vitamin shots instead?
Vitamin injections.
Injections.
I had an infusion last week.
Yes, I mean, that's a great way of getting vitamins in, but do I really want to inject myself on a daily basis? No. I much prefer the supplement route, even though it is slightly compromised. Every supplement you take, you're going to get 60% out of it, 70%, not all of it. Mm-hmm.
Best vitamins to support weight loss with a healthy diet.
Okay.
I never touch on weight loss because I think it's a very personal thing. People will, I met a woman the other day and she used to say, look, I'm just having this light pastry, why am I still putting on weight? So I just think it's such a personal thing. But green tea, we know, green tea definitely facilitates thermogenic.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to continue a little bit with mine, darling, because then when we get to the end, we'll do some more because we have 12 more minutes. So Ionicell, which is my dream magic potion. I take 2 in the morning and 2 at the night.
Wonderful.
All right, so
you're doubling.
I'm doubling dosage, but you all asked about my hair and my nails and my skin. So
So Ionicell contains a patented form of fulvic acid called Ioniplex, which holds 65 plus minerals. Those 65 plus minerals nourish the scalp, enhance collagen production, and strengthen your nails. So you've got macro minerals like silica, calcium, magnesium, and you've got trace minerals like selenium and things like that. But there's a difference. So people might say, well, why don't I take a multi-mineral supplement?
Yeah.
No, a multi-mineral will have about 10, 15. This is 65 plus, but these are in an ionic form. For your body to assimilate minerals, it's got to convert them into an ionic form, and this already has it.
All right.
So we found that clinical studies have found that this increases collagen production by 20%, something like that, enhances nail production. An absolute gem of a supplement.
It is. I feel it so much. And there's two other things I do for my hair, so we're going to go straight on to those, Shabir. So the difference in a way, that's for also dealing for skin and nails. So this is just dealing for hair. So Superior Hair by Food Science. Tell me why that specifically is I would be taking on top of Ionicell.
The reason I say Superior Hair is because Superior Hair works on the most theorized reason for hair loss. So scientists have come up with a theory that over 80% of hair loss is associated to low female hormonal status.
Yeah, for sure, which is why many menopause women will get that, it starts to recede and thin at the front.
So what happens is when the female hormones are down, the male hormone, which every woman has, testosterone, is converted into dihydrotestosterone, known as DHT. Yeah. And that DHT inflames the scalp, and when you've got inflammation in the scalp, the signals of hair production are going to be impaired.
Okay, is that why, do you think proportionally more men than women lose hair? Because that over activation of testosterone?
I think you'll see many young men out there with, who've lost their hair, receding hairline, etc. And that's simply because in those cases, they've just got a lot of testosterone. The body has to work within very finite levels of all hormones.
Will this help men as well?
This will help men as well.
Boys.
Absolutely.
All right, and the third one in this, we get mixed things on this. I took this before I met you, Biotin, and this is 5,000 UG, which is, I was taking 3 at night. Now, that's when I first started taking, I did notice definitely that there was hair growth. What some people mention is they feel they put weight on with this, and I don't know if that's a total fallacy or if there's any total fallacy. Right.
Totally. Biotin is simply part of the B complex range of vitamins. Actually, some people call it vitamin H, but that's another story.
Yes.
The biotin's role is, we know, to nourish the follicles. It is required as part of the amino acid cycle to manufacture keratin.
All right, so they're all doing different things. So that is nourishing the follicle so it doesn't split and die off too quickly as well, and helps hair. This is kind of going through and doing things with your testosterone, working on the hormonal balance. And Ionicell is...
We're providing the minerals that are required for the follicle.
So it's a 3-part process. Now, the thing is, some people might say, I could only take one, what should I take? Because they aren't, if you add this all up, Shabir, I dedicate a large part of my beauty budget to minerals and supplements, but what would you say if somebody could only take one?
If someone was only going to take one supplement, I would always start off with Ionicell.
All right.
Let's nourish the follicles. Let's give them the active minerals. Yeah. And then take it a step from there. Yes. Because
that might be enough for some people.
It
might be there isn't the hormonal moment, that it just needs that hydration. Fantastic. Okay, we're now going to go to
Super digestive enzymes.
Yeah, so I talked a lot about my bloat, which is quite flat today. I took 4 of these last night. If I would remember to take them at every meal, I think I wouldn't have to take cider vinegar, because I think I would just stop bloating because I'm digesting properly. But these are super digestive enzymes. What's the word super in front, and why are they so magnificent for food digestion?
The idea of...
And thereby life extension.
Like all bodily systems, we tend to... Everything that is produced by the body tends to gradually shut down over a period of time. So as we age, we produce less digestive enzymes. Actually, from the age of 25, the decline is starting. And digestive enzymes are catalysts. They're working to break down food quickly. Remember, if you were to stick some food out at 37 degrees, it will take 2 to 3 days to break down outside
in the body temperature.
Whereas in the body, you've got to break that down in 2 hours. So they're acting as catalysts, breaking down your food so that you can extract the maximum amount of nutrients from that food.
All right. Okay, but before it gets too acidic and actually
before it stagnates and ferments.
But before it kills off the nutrients you want to get out.
Yeah, because the idea is if you break down your protein efficiently, your carbohydrate efficiently, you're going to extract the nutrients out of it.
So imagine it's Titanic, you've got the lifeboats and you're jumping off and you're allowing your digestion to get in a lifeboat and not sink. So all those nutrients that you need are going to come out.
And this is not just for, I mean, this is a supplement that everyone can take in order to maximize
their nutrients. And with every
not
meal,
just for
with every meal.
With just before a main meal or just after.
Okay, good. These are phenomenal. I love them. And there's many digestive enzymes out there. There's lots of people who say, oh, put them in the fridge, whatever. I just like these because they're by my bed and they're by my office and I just take them.
No refrigeration required.
All right, but on this line too, there's the question of where a mega prebiotic comes into your life.
Right. So the word probiotic actually means for life from the Greek terminology. It means without these bacteria, we wouldn't survive.
Basically, don't we have enough in our stomach anyway? Is the common old garden, don't we have enough in our stomach anyway? Why do we need to take extra?
We're born with a microbiome environment that's pretty good. But over a period of time, we've been exposing ourselves to environmental pollutants, excess sugar, pesticides, herbicides, you name it, we're exposing our guts to from the foods that we eat. So these bacteria are knocked out. No doubt about it. A healthy human gut is supposed to have a pound in weight of bacteria.
And we usually have...
And on average, we have a third or a half.
All right. So this is putting back in
the bacteria that work on immune enhancement, digestion, detoxification, you name it. They're involved in many processes.
Why do you have to keep some in the fridge? These I don't keep in the fridge. Am I meant to keep them in the fridge?
I think once opened, I just prefer to keep them in the fridge once open. You don't have to with certain brands.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they feel that it's great for marketing purposes. But these probiotics are stable at room temperature, but I just prefer to put them in the fridge wherever possible.
I think it's the worst thing for marketing purposes because I think if they're in the fridge, I forget to take them. And if they're in my handbag, I remember.
But I think it kind of tells the other the consumer that, oh, this is better because it's more. Maybe that's
it's a bit of maybe a marketing thing. All right, then we have these. I love these little babies, and I want you to talk to me about them because I used to take, omega. I used to take vitamin E and things like that. But these are called skin restoring ceramides, and they look a little bit light. I'm going to open them out because they look a little bit. Let me do it how I do it because I'm so bad at doing it. You can start talking about it.
Right. So ceramides are basically the little lipid particles in between skin cells.
Yep.
So in between skin cells, you've got little lipid particles that are acting as a barrier, rather like bricks and mortar. The mortar in between the bricks, they're acting like a shield, preventing the skin from dehydrating. And by the mere fact that they're lipids, they're giving the skin its natural oils, so you have elasticity in your skin.
So this is giving elasticity, and just so you can see, I love how they look because I feel they're just so going to work there straight away. They resemble in a way a vitamin E. Is that because there is an oil element in there? I don't want to just eat them now. Okay, 2 more, and then we'll take a couple of questions. So, hyaluronic acid. Now, years ago, I took collagen hyaluronic pills, and then my dermatologist said to me, Trinny, he's French, they can never get anywhere near your skin. Why do you take them? But hyaluronic, like I have a bad back right now. So why
3 or 4 of
do
those.
they all work, and why should we still be taking hyaluronic?
Hyaluronic acid, we know,
which is from this is Victoria.
VH.
This is VH, one of VH's products, yeah.
So basically hyaluronic acid is a very important, what they call a glycosamine glycan. So it's involved in the production of collagen. It is involved in the production of cartilage. It's involved in the production of the gel-like substance in the eyes.
So all that where we need
the vitreous humor, for example. What it is in the case of eyes, I mean, as we age, the vitreous humor begins to shrink. and that's why a lot of eye problems are associated with that.
And is that cataracts coming very straight?
Cataracts is more to do with the sugar metabolism. Poor sugar metabolism leads to the byproducts of sugars, which are damaging to all protein structures, whether it's feet, that's why diabetics have a problem with feet, and they have a problem with eyes. But hyaluronic acid has the ability to retain 1,000 times its weight in water. Yes, it's a rather large molecule, and yes, the majority of the supplements out there provide you with 50 milligrams or 35 milligrams, and that's not going to do nothing.
Nothing. So it's
225 milligrams. So even if you get 30% out of this, you're still getting a lot more than anything else.
225. I mean, that's packing a punch. Yeah. All right, so it's all about for you. The ones on the market, they don't have enough.
We know that it's never going to be absorbed efficiently because it is a large molecule. Yeah. But if you're going to absorb it, and you know you're going to absorb some of it, put
throw
in
a lot at it. Yeah. Got it, love it. And last but not least, which I haven't taken yet, but I've just got a live once a day multivitamin ultra potent energizer. There. Which contains, well, you're going to tell me.
Everything. So we've got vitamins and minerals derived from a broth of food. So, as you know, people have said the same thing. Can't you get them from food? Yeah. Yes, you can get them from food, but this is a concentrated broth of food that has then been analyzed to make sure that it contains those vitamins in a therapeutic state.
So this is a balance of what your body needs when you're not having your vegetables every day.
Greens.
There are many supplements like the Shabir, so why is Nature's Way such a good one?
We found that over the years, the percentage increase of B vitamins is much greater in this food state product than in many others. Okay. But this is providing you with vegetable extracts, berry extracts, and the vitamins and minerals from that.
Great. So a day I just have croissant bread. Okay. That was magnificent. Now, that's given you an overview of everything I take. Obviously, people are at different stages, they have different requirements, their bodies, they might feel fantastic or requiring some more of these. This is just something you've always asked me for, so I'm giving you what I take. And we'll take some questions now, and then we're going to go straight up, because it's 10 o'clock now, so we're going to do very quick fire questions, Maiko.
What vitamins would you use for overall health?
A great multivitamin
like this, overall health, yeah.
What do you take to help digestion after you've had gallbladder removed?
Enhanced super digestive enzymes.
Enhanced super digestive enzymes. There. Yeah.
Is it better to take the vitamins in the morning?
Vitamins always work better with food.
Yeah. So you just take with food. Yeah. I always take them in the morning and evening before I eat. Yeah.
Is there a supplement that will address low progesterone but not estrogen?
Yes. There's a herb called chasteberry, which works to enhance your body's own production of progesterone. But beware, it takes between 8 and 12 weeks before you see any benefit.
All right. But patience.
Patience, that's the key.
What is the best hair growth supplement? Because this person's asking, my concern is hair growth increased on other parts of the body.
Yes, that's something people always ask.
Hair growth, as in increased hair growth, as in
hirsutism. If you take biotin, will you get more facial body hair? Why?
No, because DHT only works on the scalp and actually doesn't work here.
Great. Okay, that's so good to know, because that's something that many women think I won't start taking it because I'm going to get a beard. Yeah, great.
What types of vitamins should you take if you have acne problems in your 30s?
Oh, clear skin.
You should be thinking of clear skin, or you should be thinking of
burdock root, yeah. So one is for inflammation and one is for bacterial reduction for the liver detoxification. If I got it right.
Great.
Oh,
One.
What effect will all these supplements have on the liver?
Your liver should be able to cope with it. A healthy liver should be able to cope with more than that. These are not toxins. These are nutrients which will be, if not utilized, out of the body through the kidneys filtration system. Yeah.
How long do vitamins take to work?
It's an open question, but generally I would allow 4 weeks for anything.
Patience again. Yeah. But I think the super digestive enzymes. I think the super digestive enzymes really works very quickly. So like after a couple of days, I do notice a difference. Yeah.
Multivitamins are different.
Yeah. What about combining these with other medications? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Always check with the labeling on each bottle to ensure, because some of them will, if you've got an autoimmune disorder and something stimulating your immune system, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say on that, this is a terrible thing, but I'm going to say it. Some doctors, because they don't know enough about supplements, will just say don't take any. You know what I mean? So it's like, if somebody feels, I really want to balance out traditional and alternative, is there any other way they can get advice where they could just say, this is me, this is what I got, I hate to burden you, Shabir, but it's just, I just feel sometimes a normal GP would just say, oh.
It is very, very common for people to dismiss vitamins and minerals, and yet the whole body works with them.
Yes.
You have to, I don't know. You have to either come to us or you have to go somewhere where someone who is a specialist.
Yes.
Somebody has asked, Biotin only worked on my nails and not on my hair. Why is that?
The idiosyncrasy of the human body. I mean, not everything will work for everyone every time.
Yeah.
Can I ask a personal
question? Yes.
A lot of people talk about how good charcoal is to detoxify the body. If you take vitamins and then you take the charcoal, will that negate all the benefits of the vitamins?
Charcoal adsorbs things for sure. So what you've got to make sure is when you take a charcoal, leave an hour. Take your vitamins away from charcoal and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and charcoal, just as some people know, a lot of people take charcoal for digestion.
But it's not for digestion, wind and...
Okay, we've got to stop now because we're 4 minutes into our other Facebook Live, and if you'd like to continue the conversation, but on another subject, Shabir and I will now be on Trinny Woodall Facebook, where we're discussing the lymphatic system and how we can make that incredible mechanism that runs through our body that takes away all our toxins work at its optimum. Shabir, say goodbye and thank you very much for your time in the bathroom. And we will post this, ladies, fully, because there's so much information here, probably tomorrow, Maiko, don't you think? And we'll have it on Trinny London on the blog. And you can see under in the bathroom. Bye.